Good afternoon, morning, evening, coaches, and welcome to the I9 Sports Coaches Meeting. If you're watching this, I know you may have missed the live one, but never fear, this is exactly the same information we were going to go over in that one. So sit back, relax, and enjoy all the information that you're going to need to be successful in coaching this upcoming season. I want to go over a couple of people that are going to be important for Chicago North Side, and it starts with our owner, Joe Becker. He's an awesome dude. He's been owning and he's been doing this for a very long time. He is a former athlete, a Chicago teacher for 11 years. He actually is a volunteer coach and a parent of an I9 player. And you can reach out to him via joe.becker@i9sports.com if you need any information. Next up, we'll talk about our two program directors, and it starts with our outdoor sports, Taylor May. He is our former high school basketball and soccer coach. He originally began his I9 journey in Grand Rapids, but was born here in Chicago. His experience in nonprofits, education, finance, and military veteran help him be one of the best program directors out there. And you can reach out to him if your sports are flag football, soccer, you got tennis and baseball. All of those sports he can assist you with there. And if you have any questions, you can reach him out there. And then there's myself. Hi, I'm Davion. I'm I'm the other program director with Chicago North Side. I actually was a Chicago ref with this same company in the same territory for a year. I did everything under the sun between basketball, flag football, soccer, tennis. I've helped out with volleyball, done it all under the sun at this point. I actually coached my little brother in flag football as I started my I9 journey in Las Vegas, Nevada. I was a banker for 5.5 years. And if you have any questions regarding those basketball and volleyball, volleyball information, you can reach me at davion.reed@i9sports.com. Now that we have all that out of the way and all the people you need to get in contact with, here's a lot of the information. That's probably going to take us about 30-ish minutes to go through all of this, maybe a little bit longer. And if you have any questions about anything, feel free to email either myself or Taylor, depending on your sport, as we would be happy to answer any questions you may have in coaching this season. But thank you, coaches, for volunteering your time, effort, and energy. Let's go over that. So, again, the purpose is we want to establish what is expected of you as a coach with I9 Sports and with your athletes. And we want to provide you with the tools and effectively coach and impact these athletes on your fields. So, again, the agenda, we're going to go over what our mission here in I9 Sports is, what are your expectations, the resources you have at your fingertips, 4 keys to a great experience, your game day responsibilities, and a game day plan. There is a Q&A, but seeing as this is a recording, you can always reach out to us with any questions via those emails. All right. We like to start off our meeting always with this National Alliance for Youth Sports study, and that is that 70% of kids quit playing sports by 13. And I'll add another metric that's not on this list, but this goes even more importantly for our girl athletes. A lot of them quit very early on in their sports journeys, and there's a couple reasons why. They lack playing time. Coach is too serious. There's too much competition and maybe even too much pressure when it comes to competing in those sports. Too many other activities to participate in and not having fun or are having a negative experience. And even further for girls, not having exclusive options for them is another big reason why. This is actually something I've been researching into to learn more about how we can help these girl athletes. But this is another big thing with these studies. And these are reasons we want to mitigate and change so we can get that number from 70% way down when it comes to when they stop playing sports. So how can we make these things happen, and how does our mission involve in that? Well, our mission is to help kids succeed in life through sports. Life doesn't stop at the age of 13. We want you to keep going all the way into adulthood. I'm a firm believer that we want to build phenomenal athletes, but we want to build even better people at I9 Sports. So how are we different? I know your youth sports, you're like, oh, well, this seems like normal stuff that I'm hearing. Well, of course we want to have fun with our core principle. We thrive on age-appropriate instruction, right? Great sportsmanship. I know it says good, but I like to say great with how our families are and how they act. It's amazing. And healthy competition. We love competition. We get that sports are competitive in nature. So we want to breed a healthy competitive nature with those athletes. And of course, we want to be all-inclusive, and that includes girl sports. So how can you help us make our dreams possible with everything that has been said? Well, you have a chance to be awesome. I mean, you know what? You're already awesome. You have a chance to be even more awesome than you already are as a volunteer coach. You're the leader. When you step onto that court or field as a coach, you are the head honcho. My voice goes out the window because you're going to be there to demonstrate what good sportsmanship is and how to communicate, and of course get better each week. You are there to be engaging. Make a big deal about small positives, especially when you're working with those littles. We want to make sure that you know their names, you can learn what they're good at, what they're even bad at, so you know what to work on in practice. And when you do those things, you'll see those small improvements, and then you get to make a big deal about it. It makes them so much happier, and they just want to continue to go. And it makes you an even better leader, and it makes you super engaged with them. And it makes, the parents are also really happy about it. So make sure you're making a big deal about those things, learning their names and how can they play, what are they good at, what are they bad at. Be a teacher, right? Your coaching is just like teaching. You have to have a plan. You got to be organized, and make sure you're keeping it age appropriate with the tools that are provided to you. And playing time. I mean, I get it. We all want to play, right? So please execute an equal playing time plan, whether that be rotations, substitutions, whatever you have to do to make it work. Please do so to execute that equal playing time. What's our expectation? Well, you're a superhero. You got to wear the costume, right? So please wear that red shirt on game day. I9 Sports big certified coach logo. It is there to make you stand out as a coach, right? Parents are on the court opening day. They're looking for people. Well, they know the red shirts are the coaches, and they know who to go to make sure that they're in the right spot. So that is a big deal. So please wear that red shirt so you can be in costume on site. What are some ways that you can make a great experience? Well, we have 4 of them. Keep them moving, right? You want to make sure that not only are the kids excited about what they're doing, but you got to keep them moving, right? They stand still for too long. They're not going to want to they're not going to want to keep participating. They're going to get, kids have the attention span of 15 seconds nowadays, with the era of social media. That's just how it is. Keeping them moving, they're keeping them engaged, and I love to see it. So keep kids safe as well. Injuries are a part of the game. We want to make sure that we're keeping them safe in that regard, and also instilling a safe environment, right? You want to make them feel welcome. That's a big deal for us as well. Also plan for the right age, right? You got 4-year-olds playing soccer. You're not planning to run the 4-4-2, right? You're not running that. That's not. Wait, what do you mean 4-4-2? I'm 4 years old. I'm barely kicking the ball. Make sure we're planning for the right age so we know what they're doing, and we have resources for you to help plan for that as well if you don't have them yourself. But also make it fun, right? The kids are there to enjoy themselves. It's a sport. It's a game at the end of the day. And let them have their fun with it. So please make it fun for them. Be engaging, and all these things, make it fun for them, right? These 4 keys all go together and they intertwine very heavily. So how can we apply a little bit of those things and go a little more in depth with them? Keeping them moving in equal playing time. Well, part of that I9 experience is this, right? It's built into the system. We want to make sure that they're having equal play time. We want to make sure they're moving and having a good time. You want to keep the smiling faces, like the bottom picture that you see there. You want to keep some of those faces going. So you want to make sure that you are instilling that equal playing time to keep them on the field and engaged. All kids obviously should have the ability to play. If they're playing, they're developing, and if they're developing and playing, they're having a great time. I can see it in just day-to-day on site. It's beautiful. Try to keep from long lines and drills. I know that some drills with basketball, maybe even volleyball, you're going to get in those lines where it's going to be a little bit harder to not keep them moving. Try to limit them as much as possible. I know some of those drills are inevitable, but try to limit them as much as possible to help those kids get moving and keep going. And no long lectures, right? You don't want to, you only get 20 minutes of practice time. You don't want to give a 10-minute speech, right? You're wasting half their practice time on a speech. That's never fun for the kids. Try to keep them moving and get those drills going so they can continue to advance and build up on their skills. And then, of course, rotate the players in games, play everyone, track it and strategize it. It's really, really convenient to just sit down and write down a rotation. I've done it with volleyball. I've done it with football to make sure I'm putting the people in the right spots. And I've assigned numbers or colors or letters, whatever you have to do to make sure that you can track it. It's so much easier. And when you have that game plan in, you ensure that they're getting the equal playing time they need, but they're also having a good time in it and getting to do different things in the process of it. Well, how do we keep kids safe? Well, I think it's my favorite task. You got to make them feel safe by being engaged and friendly. You want to make them feel like a part of the team. You keep them excited, you keep them engaged. They're going to feel safe, and they're going to want to be there with you every week. Make your drills and practices within their ability, right? If they are engaged and they're excited about it, they're going to be wanting to continue to do it. And if you're making it feel like they're able to do it and accomplish it, even if they're struggling a little bit, but they feel like, I can do this, they want to do it. So that's something else to, think about when you're making up those drills or you're using our drills and those practice plans. but also it goes to keeping them safe also means injury, right? Injury and concussions, we take these very seriously. If you have any doubt, please sit them out. We have medical supplies on site, obviously with form of ice packs and first aid kits if anything does happen. We are able to help as much as possible. Please, when in doubt, sit them out if you have any questions regarding, and especially those head injuries. So, planning for the right age. Age-appropriate programming is essential when it comes to I9 Sports. You as coaches are provided with weekly age-appropriate practice plans that include drills and videos to meet kids' development needs while building the fundamentals of the game. An example of that is this right side. You'll see soccer Pee Wee Game 1. It's going to give you just a little bit of a synopsis of what's going on this week. Warm up, 10 minutes, down to the minute, which is beautiful. You take a little water break. Then you also have fundamental drills. Then you have a skill building drill in case you have any remaining time to utilize the space and the format, and of course the field size that works for these athletes. Now, how can you view all these things? You're seeing it on your phone. You're seeing screenshots. Well, how can I view this? Well, the i9 Sports Game Day app. It's on my phone, and it's one of my favorite apps to utilize. Practice plans for each week are there. All ages, you can use all of them. So if your team is a little bit more advanced and you think, hey, we can use an age up, do it if you feel like they're able to. But if you're like, hey, we need to, maybe we've already done this drill, maybe let's try a different one, there's extras in there for you. Skills and drill videos are available for all sports there. They also have tips and tricks from trusted coaches that has been polled by i9 Sports and the organization. They have helped with that to build those practice plans out. It also gives you the sportsmanship value information for each week, your team schedule with notifications, and the more important, most recent update is team chat. So if everyone has that Game Day app downloaded and you type in that team chat, everyone can see it as a pop-up notification from their app, which is really valuable with communicating with the team. You can find it you can find the i9 Sports Game Day app on the Google Play or Apple App Store today. How would you access this information? Of course, you can access it at www.i9sports.coach as well. When you log in, just use your normal i9sports.com credentials. So when you're using on the website, when you registered and did all those things, you would just use those normal things. When we talk about practice plans, we provide age-appropriate instruction. It is sent weekly via email. You'll get an exact email just like this. It tells you, hey, here's your first game. It's on this date at this time. You can see it here. Click here for your practice plan. This is what the sportsmanship value is. Here's your pointers. It gives you links for all of that. And if you want to access anything else, you can head to i9sports.com. Gives you a link to everything to overview all of that, including the practice, the warm-ups, description of the games, drills, and of course videos and diagrams with them, and of course your gameplay. Again, just another synopsis of that practice plan and how it looks. It's the same exact screenshot from before, but I promise you this is exactly how it looks on the app. It is so useful. Please utilize it. I recommend it highly. If you don't use the app, that's okay. You can still view this information on i9sports.com. Here are a couple of screenshots of warm-ups that are used. You're going to see a lot of soccer ones because that's the screenshots they took them from. But you can see just how the warm-up line is, and you see the diagram of where they want you to be. And of course, red light, green light as a game. You could also do that baseball as well. Volleyball is a good one for this because it shows you if when you stop, you can go into volleyball position, or basketball. You can go to triple threat when you're doing red light, green light. We do that a lot at the camps. Really good options for those sports. It says baseball on here. You don't have to use it for just baseball. You can incorporate these for literally every sport. It's really useful for that. So you can see diagrams and what they mean by that. Another really cool thing that I love is the plays. I know that some people are not of age that plays make sense, but for basketball, it's really nice because they have plays built in for all ages, but they also have it for football. But not only they have the plays on there, you can create your own. When I was refereeing, there was a coach that would have one. He would have the app on his tablet, use the play diagrams and show the kids the play, tell them what position they were, what number they were, or like color, and they would run the plays. Instead of having like the play sheets, this was really useful to just go through and you can plan as you go. And I thought it was really cool to have. Definitely recommend it if you are coaching that football. Basketball, it's really nice to have too. So some coaches information and things that you may need. There's a whole coaches section at i9sports.com, and here's what it would look like, where it shows you can become a coach or any coaching resources. You can click on those and you can actually view your sport specific. So this one shows soccer. If you're back here, you see the coaching resources section on the right, you can actually click the other sports there. And then you can view your coaching guide, any practice plans, videos, and of course the rule books for your sport, which is really important. Our expectations, just a quick little read through. Every coach should use tools that provide age appropriate instruction. This is like a no No question about it. Please use the tools provided to you so that you can provide age appropriate instruction. If for whatever reason you have your own practice plans and they are age appropriate, please use them. The intention is to not mandate the use of them. We want you to use your own tools because there are coaches that know way more than I do. They know probably way more than some of us do. We've had people come in and they're like, yeah, we coached volleyball for 10, 20 years. And I'm like, yes, do it. I'm taking stuff from you to use for our stuff in the future. That's what we want. If you do not have it though, we have it for you. We expect you to adopt our practice plans if you don't have a plan. But if you have a plan and it's age appropriate and works, use it. We beg. It is awesome to see how they incorporate it into your day-to-day. All right, well, make it fun. You've seen this picture a couple times because this girl is so excited to get her medal. She is decked out in her I-9 Sports shorts, jersey. She's ready to go. Hey, how do we make it fun as a coach so that you can get this type of reaction week in and week out? Well, have a plan. If you have a plan as a coach, I promise you it's going to make it fun because then you feel organized. Kids feel like they're doing their thing. Keep practice engaging. You want to make sure that they're feeling engaged so that when it comes to game time, they're just as engaged. Use games as much as you can. Like those red light, green lights gets everyone moving. It's a really nice one. And it teaches little fundamental things that they can utilize so that you can make sure that they're not only just playing a game, but they're building skills up for the rest of the season and learning those fundamentals. And of course, celebrate effort at all times. They do something. I couldn't tell you how many kids come up to me with that medal at the end of the game that they earned, and they're just so stoked at the table. They're like, "Look, I earned my medal today." I'm like, "Yes, thank you, good job, little Johnny. I'm so proud of you." So please make sure that we're using those. It's really important. Sportsmanship values. So this is what we talk about when earning a medal. These are sportsmanship medals. The values are emailed weekly to you with talking points. So you could pick up those medals at the I-9 table, with the exception of the first week. Or tent if you're on an outdoor site like a park or anything like that. They have a tent that you can come pick it up at. Please discuss and teach the value every week at practice. It is very important that they know what the values are and why they earn the medals they do. When you award the medals, please do them at the end of the game when you do your end of game huddle. That's the best time to do it because the entire team is still gathered. Explain why they won the award, right? Why did the recipient deserve that award? Explain it. This is what they did. I think it's worth it. And it makes them feel like they really earned what that sportsmanship medal that week. And of course, make sure everyone is recognized once during the season. Of course, I said this earlier, I'm gonna say it again. Teaching kids how to play the game is only half our job. Helping them develop character is the other half. That is arguably the most important. All right, coaches, what are your responsibilities in a just pure, just as simplified as possible? Hey, it's opening day. You're excited. It's the week of opening. Tuesday. When you send it out, please email the parents, right? Tuesday before, please email that out. We want to make sure that we have everything we need on that page. We're going to show you an email template of it, but please make sure you're emailing the parents of the players the Tuesday before opening day so that you can introduce yourself, they learn a little bit about you, right? Wear a coach shirt every week. Read the coach's emails and have a practice plan because the coaches' emails themselves have the practice plans. They have everything you need, but also you could be seeing emails from us as staff members saying changes or cancellations or anything. So please read those emails. Please present the weekly sportsmanship value and medals. Very important that we do so. And of course, everyone gets recognized once. Communicate news and updates with players and families. If you're going to be out, if we're not going to have enough players, if something's just wrong, nothing can happen, please communicate that to the players and their families so that they know. It makes it a lot easier, not only on yourselves, but on us here at I-9 Sports to make sure that we can run a smooth program. And of course, be positive. Have fun with it, man. We want to enjoy ourselves. That's the whole point of this. We're giving back to our communities. So please make sure we're being positive and having a good time doing so. Well, how do you contact the team? Well, please wait until Tuesday before the season starts. So for example, if your season started, I don't know, I'm recording this on February 6th. Let's say your season starts this Saturday, February 7th. You would have reached out to them February 3rd for the with this template we're going to show you. So you would want to reach out then, for example. So how can you do that, right? So you on i9sports.com, if you don't already have like a group chat or something with the team, I would say this is the best way to do it. You can head to my season, the team roster section, and there's an option that says send message. So it gives you all of this information right here in an email that they'll just send it over to, and it's way easier to do so. Click that button. You throw in this template. This template is also emailed to you So you don't have to copy it from this thing. If you want to pause and copy the email, shirt, but please don't. You're gonna get it in an email. The template is there for you. So it's just something you can do. Please feel free to add your own information to this, especially when you're like, hey, I'm not gonna have a coach, or I'm gonna be out these days, or hey, if you have food allergies, I'm signing up for snacks this day. Please let me know as soon as possible, type of thing. So feel free to do that. But there is a template there to introduce yourself to the team. If you are the only coach on the team, please enlist some help. I promise you, us here at I9 Sports, we try our best to make sure that there are 2 coaches on teams per team. So we reach out a lot throughout the season to try to get help. But sometimes it's just a little bit better coming from another parent. And if you're the only coach on the roster, ask in that email. Be like, hey, if there's not already someone assigned, they're not assigned, reach out, be like, hey, does anybody want to assist me in coaching this season? It'd be really awesome to have that. Inquire that email to the parents. And honestly, sometimes it just works out during the practices. Like when you start that first day, they're like, oh, would you like some help? And you're like, you know what? I do need some help. And they come in and do that. The only thing I ask is that you reach out to your designated program director to see if there's not already a second coach on staff. The reason I say that is because there are times where there are documents that aren't completed by opening day. And it's, just between our background check, third party that doesn't approve them in time, or the documents just didn't get done properly, or something got caught up. Things happen. Ask us first before you reach out, just to make sure that we can be like, hey, there's someone on there. We talked to them. They plan to be there. They're going to help you coach. They just aren't on the roster yet because of XYZ. We are happy to inform you of that. Just reach out to us first. If we tell you, hey, you're the only one on roster, then take these steps to see if we can get you a second coach. So what happens when you can't make it? We have busy schedules. Spring breaks are crazy. I know we're traveling and having a good time. Summer breaks are even crazier. So I understand that completely. So what happens when you can't make it as a coach? Well, see if your other coach or coaches are going to be there. If you have any on staff, ask them. If there's any on the team, please. If they're going to be there, no worries. Take these exact steps, right? You see that if there's no coaches, this next step would be to contact the parents. See if someone can fill in for that week. If someone on your roster can fill in, great. That's beautiful. If for whatever reason that happens, that's when you contact your program director and let us know so we can make sure that staff is available to help out the team with practice and the game. The big thing, though, is that my staff is going to be also officiating those games. So if we can make sure that we try to get the other coach or the parents, that'd be the best scenario there for us. Equipment that you may need. All necessary equipment will be available through I9 Sports. We have balls there for you. We have practice cones ready to go. We have jerseys ready for you on opening day. And of course, the coach shirts are provided to you from us. So you don't need any of that. We are always saying, please bring your own balls if you can. If you have your own practice cones, feel free to use them. I'm not saying you don't have to bring them. Please do so. Use your own things. We provide enough balls to get through practice, but sometimes you end up having to share. So if you have drills that you want every player to do at the same time, feel free to do that. Have those extra balls there or things like that. What does opening day look like? Opening day is a fun and introductory day for I9 Sports. It's our favorite time. It's our most chaotic day, I'd say, but it's our favorite day. And the reason is because we are getting to know a lot of people that are joining us for the first time, and it's our favorite time. So make sure you arrive 15 minutes early if you are a coach. The reason is because you have to get a coach bag. That coach bag has your jerseys, your roster, your name tags, coach shirts, everything you need to get going for that day, but you're handing them out. So if you're there 15 minutes early, you can plan everything out, know where you need to go via court or field, and hand them out on that field or court, okay? If you have bigger jerseys or smaller jerseys and need to swap some out, now's the time to do so. So we can make sure we have plenty of extras at our table or tent. Please swap them out if you need those extra jerseys. Next, you can meet with the team to distribute those jerseys. The name tags, please make sure we're putting name tags on the jerseys. I've had kids put name tags on their shirt and then put their jersey over their shirt. And I'm like, well, now the name tag's useless. Make sure we're putting the name tags on the jerseys. Introduce yourself. Get a team name. You may be like PW01 or SPW01. No, we want you to be the Super Flaming Hot Stallions. All right, let's get some cool stuff. You go to a school. Yeah, let's go Hawk Squad. I see you, Audubon. Like things like that, right? Like get your team names going crazy. Have fun with it. Enjoy yourselves, and of course, have your first practice. Most practices are extended that first day. So usually we're gonna have 20 to 25 minutes. It's gonna be about 30 to 35 minutes of practice time. There will be a scrimmage half game No scores are kept, and officials are there to teach you the rules, because there are certain rules when it comes to certain sports that are different from, your normal settings. So please make sure you use those officials as resources to understand the rules on opening day. Now, the exception to this rule is that competitive volleyball, senior elite flag football, and super senior flag football have full games on opening days, as they are some of our competitive divisions. They do not have the half games. They go straight into playing, and that is the only exception to the rule where scores are kept. Officials are still there to teach the rules. They're a little more lenient that opening day, but we are still keeping score, and it matters for your end of season standings. Last but not least, in your bag, there's 2 medals for enthusiasm on opening day. Please hand those out to the appropriate players. Who earned them that day. We remember, enthusiasm. All right, so opening day is behind us. We're going into week 2. What does a typical game day look like? Well, you want to arrive 5 to 10 minutes before your scheduled practice time. You want to pick up your sportsmanship medals at the table or tent to make sure you have them for the game today. Your team practices between 20 and 30 minutes, and you're going to review the value of the week during that time frame. And of course, game time is 30 to 40 minutes, depending on the division and the sport that you are playing. It varies in time. Please review the positives of the game. When you have your time with your team afterwards and you're huddling up to give out those medals, talk about the game. Review positives. You can even talk about things you want to work on as a team, but review those positives. It's really important that you give some good positive feedback for those kids, as they definitely need it with that reinforcement moving forward. And of course, award 1 to 3 medals. Depending on how many kids you have on your team, it's going to vary. Just making sure everyone gets 1 throughout the season. And of course, make a huge deal about it. Like I said earlier, those little ones come up to me all the time asking about those medals, man. And then, of course, you have any reminders for future weeks? Hey, I'm out week 3. I know I told you guys at the beginning of the season. Just want to remind you, I'm out week 3. Cool. Now parents are like, oh, you want me to fill in? Yeah. See, sometimes it just happens that way. Or, hey, we don't have it next week. Next week is President's Day weekend, or next weekend is spring break, and we have this off, or Easter, things like that. Make sure you're reminding them of those things, because sometimes parents have so many things on their plates, they always forget. So please make sure we're reminding them. We obviously do so too, but via email, but just a reminder there. So practicing game times. Your times may vary throughout the season. This is the most important thing. They will vary throughout the season. You have a 2 p.m. game on opening day. It could be a 12 p.m. game in week 2. Please check your schedule at i9sports.com and remind parents of what time games are, because they always forget. We send out as many emails as possible to remind them. You're the voice on that court, and you're the direct contact. Let them know. And of course, for specifics and practice and game time each week, you can head to i9sports.com where that schedule is. Where can you see that? Well, there's a lot of information on here. Obviously, this is the team schedule that you're seeing as the screenshot. But where can you find that? You would go to on the top here. I'm gonna kind of guide you the my season, my schedule tab here. There's also, if you're a coach, there's a team schedule tab here. That both of those things are visible to you as a parent and a coach, so you could see those things. And of course, you could see your practice plan. That arrival time is where you want to be arriving to your practice, and or your game time, which is to the right of that, is when you're playing. So again, where can you see some other things though is the My Coaches tab, right? My season, My Coaches. You could see that, your team schedule, of course, team roster. And then one of my favorite things is the Submit Sportsmanship Winners. That's a really good one. But I do want to show that if you could see your coaches, if you don't know the coaches that are with you and you want to look to see if there's any, you could see them right there on that tab. The team schedule is what we're looking at right now. And of course, team roster is where you saw that send message tab. You could see that as well. But now we're going to look at the Submit Sportsmanship Winners. Where when you have sportsmanship winners, I don't know about you, but with a 7-week season, when it gets to week 6, I forget who I gave medals to week 1. Sometimes I forget who I gave medals to the week before. So how can you see them? Well, if you're here on the Submit Sportsmanship Winners page, you can click add or remove, and you can actually click on the sportsmanship winners so you know who to give it to. All right. Really important to help you remember things, because you have so many things on your plate. Let this take one thing off of it. Officiating. We have a great officiating crew and a great staff that we do our best to train week in and week out. Feedback is always welcome, but just a reminder that these are not professional officials, okay? They're going to make mistakes, not only as officials, but they are humans. Mistakes are inevitable. Please use them as a resource. They are taught to work with you. When we train them to be like an on the field, on the court extra coach, to not only teach the game to the kiddos, but help you guys with rules. If there's something that you're confused about, ask them. You don't have to scream at them. You don't have to get mad at them. I promise you, they're not out to get you. Please just, work with them. They want to work with you. And of course, keep your cool. Like I said, you don't want to look foolish if you don't keep your cool. They are trained in that aspect as well. Now, the most important picture that you're ever going to see on the slide is these loving faces. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this smiley faces running down this tunnel. This is our favorite end of season tunnel that we do. And they're excited to be there and to play some soccer. Our goal is to have those faces week in and week out, not just on the final week, but weeks 1 through 7, every week of every season. We want to see those smiling faces. And this is how we as a program directors, you as coaches can work together. We all want the same goal, and it's those smiling faces. And everything we've talked about is how we can make those smiling faces happen. All right, the last thing I want to talk about is our contact information. If you have any questions, you have any concerns, anything that you need from us, please reach out to us. Again, Joe Becker is our owner. Taylor is the program director. And of course, there's me, Davion, who is the other program director. Your contacts for the season. And that is all I have for this amazing coaches meeting and the coach orientation. If you have any questions, again, feel free to email us here. Thank you guys for sitting through this 30-minute meeting. I know I say a lot of information. Again, if you have any questions, concerns, or comments, please reach out to us via these emails. We are happy to help you. Again, coaches, I can't stress this enough. Thank you so much for your time, effort, and energy in volunteering week in and week out. We really appreciate it, and we hope you have a marvelous rest of your day, evening, afternoon, whatever you got going on, and we'll see you next time. Thank you, guys.